everybody. I'm here today to talk to you about 5 tips for getting your car ready for the driving test. If your driving test is coming up and you're driving your own car or your instructor's car, you should keep these things in mind. Now, most likely, if you're driving your driving instructor's car, they're probably going to keep it ready all the time for the driving test. But if you're driving your own car, then these are definitely super duper important. Let's get right into the video. Number 1. Are all of your safety features working? Okay. Now, the driving test examiner probably doesn't care so much if maybe a window doesn't roll down or if the glove compartment doesn't open fully, anything like that. They probably don't care about that stuff that much, but they will care if your turn signals work, your horn works, your hazards work, your gas and brake pedal work, your parking brake works. All of the safety features, make sure that they work. Number 2, is your car reliable? What you don't want to do is get ready the day of the driving test, you go to start your car and it doesn't start. Then you have to reschedule, and that causes a whole disaster of things because you're ready to do the test, but then you reschedule, and that's going to sort of cause you to get into your own head. And then when you reschedule, you're less likely to pass because your prime day, which is the first day of your driving test, you've now lost it. So you have to practice again, and it's just a whole mess up of things. So is your car reliable? Now, if your car is relatively reliable, I think you probably have nothing to worry about. But if your car, every 10 times you go driving, it doesn't start, then maybe you want to look at fixing the problem or trying to use a different car. So maybe see if a neighbor or a family member will let you use their car, or even rent your driving instructor's car. Sometimes they have offers where they allow you to pay to use their car just for the driving test. And it's usually pretty affordable. So definitely look into it. That's what I ended up doing. I went to driving school, and then I ended up paying for a package that included me allowing me to drive my driving instructor's car on the test. It just made it a whole lot easier. Okay. Number 3, is your car comfortable? Now, I don't mean like, are your seats bolstered and stuff like that? I just mean, is it comfortable to drive? Is there something that's going to cause you to not be comfortable? Is the heat not working and you're doing your test in the winter? That would cause you to be uncomfortable. You're going to be shivering doing your test. So it needs to be relatively comfortable. It doesn't mean you have to have the plushest seats on the block. It just means that it has to be relatively comfortable, okay? Number 4. Now, this one's important and often overlooked. Is it relatively clean? You don't have to get your car detailed before the driving test, but it's got to be clean, okay? You don't want the driving test examiner to go sit down in the passenger seat and there's like 40 coffee cups on the floor, okay? I've heard stories of this. It's not going to necessarily cause them to make you lose marks on your driving test, but it's going to make them not happy and uncomfortable. So, that might cause them to sort of be in a different state of mind when they're marking you. Be maybe not as lenient as they would regularly be, right? Maybe if they were going to give you a second chance to try something, maybe they might not. It all depends. It's about showing respect for the driving test examiner. So respect them and just clean your car for the most part. Last but not least is number 5. This is super important. Does it smell decent? Okay. Now, you don't have to go and spray air freshener in your car. I'm not saying it's got to smell like a flower bed in there, but it has to smell decent. There's no doubt about it. It's got to smell decent, okay? If your car reeks because there's stains on the seats and there's leftover food, just clean it so that it smells decent, okay? It doesn't have to smell amazing, but it does have to smell decent enough to be respectable for the driving test examiner, okay? So with that being said, those are 5 tips for getting your car ready for the driving test. Some of them are obvious, like make sure the safety features work, but others are not so obvious, like make sure it smells decent and make sure it's decently clean. Most people overlook those things. That's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.